Hello, hi. Very good morning to everyone. This is Sudarshan. Now I am going to explain one lesson for you. Do you heard any news about the snakes? Yes. So many times we may have seen the snakes and we are very afraid of the snakes. Why? Okay. So now I am going to tell you something that every day while coming to the school or while attending to the function you are getting ready. While you are getting ready, are you looking into the mirror? Yes, definitely. Everyone was very eager and very enthusiastic to look into the mirror because of we are feeling our we are admiring our beauty. Yes or no? Same like that. Do you think the animals can admiring their beauty? Yes, may not be. So many times we may see that some of the birds they are looking into the mirror and they are trying to do something. Same like that, you may have listened one story, Lion and Rabbit, when you are in childhood. Yes or no? By looking at the reflection of the lion jumped into the well. These all the things are example that the animals can feel and they can do something while they are looking into the mirror. Like that here, I am going to tell you the lesson, the snake and the mirror. The snake and the mirror. So here, how the snake looked into the mirror and how the snake felt and how the snake felt his admiring of beautiness. Okay, let us see. In this story, the completely author said something to his friends. So here, author was doctor. Author was doctor and he is not a English medicinal doctor. He is a homeopath doctor. Homeopath means a person who was dealing about the homeopathy medicines. Okay, right. He explained whatever he had felt, he had experienced in his life. He shared the same information with his friends. On the time he asked a question to his friends that, have you ever see the snake? Have the snake ever coiled on your body? Yes, let us see from the textbook. First paragraph. Has a snake ever coiled itself around any part of your body? A full-blooded cobra? All of us fell silent. The question came from the homeopath. The topic came up when we are discussing snakes. We listened attentively as the doctor continued with his tale. See here, the author asked some questions. Has a snake ever coiled around your part of your body? Yes, the experience also will get something shiver. Those who are afraid of the snakes. Because snake is very poisonous animal. It creates harm to our life. So instead of that, so no one talk about that because they all fell silent. Oh my God, the snake came onto the body. The experience also we can make it comfortable, right? Let us see. Everyone was listened attentively. Attentively means lot of interest. As the doctor continued with his tale, here T-A-L-E, tale means the short story. Tale means short story. It is not a tale. Okay, it's a tale, a short story. He explained that short story, what it is. Now, the author explained that how the room he has, in which type of area he was living in. Let us see what is that. It was a hot summer night, about 10 o'clock. I had my meal at the restaurant and returned to my room. I heard a noise from above as I opened the door. The sound was familiar one. One could say that the rats and I shared the room. I took out of my box of matches and lighted the kerosene lamp on the table. See here how the room was. So it was a hot summer night. Almost it is in the summer night and at 10 o'clock. So everyone can prepare the meal in the house and they can eat. But here the author went to the restaurant to have his meal. And after he completed the meal, he came to the house. And when he trying to open the door, on the time he heard a noise from the above. So that sound was very familiar one. Familiar is nothing but well-known sound. Because every time some bikes horns and vehicle sounds, we can listen so many times. Same like that, whatever the noise which is heard by the author, that is well-known sound to him. And he thought that the sound was made by the rats. Because wherever the house which he was living, that house was completely sharing with rats. Because the plenty of rats are there in his house. And he took a box of matches and lighted a kerosene lamp. And he kept on the table. Second paragraph. The house was not electrified. It was a small rented room. I had just set up medical practice and my earnings were meager. I had about 60 rupees in my suitcase along with some shirts and dhotis. I also possessed one solitary black coat which I was then wearing. See, the house was not electrified in the sense of there is no electricity connection in the house. So nowadays it is very mandatory to each and every people, they must have to do any work in the presence of light. But here the house was not electrified. So that's why he lighted the kerosene lamp. And the house was a small rented room. So means he was staying in that room for rent. And I had just set up a medical practice. My earnings were meager. So he set up a medical practice in the sense of like R&B doctors, how they are set up the small hospital in the villages. Same like that here also he set up a small medical practice and the earnings were meager. Meager in the sense of small in quantity. Very less. So means whatever the medical setup he kept in the village, but everyone come, but the earnings, the amount will comes very less in amount. Okay, like that. And whatever there in his suitcase, I had about 60 rupees in my suitcase. Only he had 60 rupees in his suitcase along with some shirts and dhotis. I also possessed means owned, sontam. Okay. He also possessed one solitary black coat. Solitary means single. One solitary black coat only he was having and which I was then wearing. Whatever he wearing on the time, so that is the one and only coat he has. And some is remaining, some shirts and dhotis are there in his suitcase. By looking at this paragraph, we can understood that the doctor was less amount of money. He is not the poor and not the rich. Middle class doctor. Okay, and let us see what will happens to him, how the snake came into the room. We will see in the next class. Thank you so much. Thank you.